What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. I am going to go over the last week I've had trading in gold, what I'm looking and hoping for to happen this week going forward. I'm going to go over my wins, my losses for last week. Um, I know in the last live last Sunday, I was basically just calling the same level over and over and over, saying that I was expecting gold to get down to 39.35, 39.30 area. Good news is it did happen. Double good news is I did catch the trade. I didn't have to do a penny limit. I actually caught it on the market execution. Bad news is I did try to catch that trade multiple times. So I got one, maybe two, no, I want to say one. I got one entry, catching it going down to 39.30. That entry was massive because I had a lot of confidence in it. So fortunately, it did cover my losses. After that one, I tried to wait for it to retrace and catch it to go back down again, which it didn't. So we're going to go over all of that. I'm going to remark the charts for this week. Right now, this is how gold's looking on the daily time frame. Before I get into that, I'm going to go over basically the screenshots detailing from Sunday to I think the last trade I caught was like Wednesday, Thursday. The rest of the week, Thursday, Friday, it was just really just trying to set up for whatever's going to happen this week. So just to go back to last week, gold was looking like this. So this is the 4 hour compared to today. That's how the daily looking. The daily now is above that trend line, but last week it was below this trend line. I had this trend line set on the daily time frame. And basically that's how it was looking when I ended the live last Sunday. Then basically getting to where I caught the entry here, which was on the 4th. So, what was that, Tuesday? Yeah, so Tuesday is when it actually came back up to the trend line and it actually ended up rejecting off the trend line up here. So after I saw that rejection, I ended up getting in. And literally, that trade played out so fast. I remember I got in at I want to say like 8 in the morning. It was done by 9:35. It was a quick, easy, clean trade. So that was Tuesday, and then obviously I had my stop loss set at 39.30. I feel a sneeze coming, so if it comes, excuse me in advance. But I had my stop loss set at the bottom of this range because, as I mentioned last week, gold ranged 1,000 pips here, from 41.30 to 39.30, and then I cloned that box, came down, and expected it to range another 1,000 pips here. So the week before last, I traded it down from 40.30 to 39.30, and then last week, this whole time, I was just waiting for that same trade, trying to catch it from the top of this range to the bottom. Once I saw that trend line, I didn't expect it to go above up there anymore or above 4,000. So I really was just trying to catch the trade from 4,000 down to 39.30, which is exactly what I caught. I ended up getting in at 39.97, which is right below this level at 4,000, and riding it down to the bottom of this range. After it got to that bottom, as you can see what happened, it immediately reversed. Let's see if I caught a screenshot of the hourly because this is the 4 hour time frame. Let's see, the hour time frame is here. So basically this is what it was looking like on the hourly. I ended up I remember what happened now. I got in this trade earlier. I want to say that was still the fourth, yeah. So I ended up getting in earlier, and then I thought it was going to take off soon. So I ended up bringing the position to break even. So like I was in like 6, 7 a.m. something like that. I want to say 6. And I thought it was going to take off after this candle. So I ended up bringing the position to break even, and I got knocked out with probably like $50 or less in profit. So once I got to work at 8, that's when I saw this candle happen. Once I saw that candle happen, I hopped in. So I hopped in somewhere around here, and I was knocked out and take profit right here with this long candle. So this I want to say is the 9 o'clock candle. This is the 8 o'clock candle. This is the 7 o'clock candle. So this 7 o'clock candle finished. The 8 o'clock candle was up here. I ended up getting back in, and then 8, 9, and profit was made. So that was a pretty great trade. And then obviously within that same hour that I hit my take profit at 39.30, it ended up rejecting within that same hour. I mean, reversing. So obviously I was out the trade. Once I saw this happen, I did want to, I was thinking about taking it to get to back up to this trend line, but at the same time I was so excited that that trade won so fast and I went in so heavy on my risk. So that was significant profit I made on that one. So I didn't end up getting back in for the buy. I just waited because I wanted to see what was going to happen after, it hit the trend line or whatever. So then I basically didn't do anything for the rest of the day. Let that day close so my profit could be set in stone. And then I was waiting to catch another sale. So that's when I started looking at this position. I was trying to get a sale from here back to the bottom of the range again. This position, when I got in it, it was looking really good, but like within an hour, it started looking bad, and I did not exit the position. I went over that in my Discord. I'm kind of mad that the positions that I be posting in my Discord be the losers, and then the ones where I'm really going all out risking it, those be the winners. But since I know I'm going all out, I don't really be wanting to like share that with others because I don't want people to, take that risk with me. But the ones that I feel like, oh my God, this is super risky, um, let me not post it, they win and they win nice and fast. And then the ones I'm like, oh, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty, I'm pretty confident in this. Then I post it and it loses. So whatever. I'm pretty sure if you guys have been trading for a while, you should know don't like just take trades based on somebody else's blind bias. Analyze the chart and look at the trade for yourself. Because if you're putting your money in somebody else's hand, you're basically giving them the power to take it away. With that being said, if we look at the 15 minute, so when I got in this trade, I saw like this candle. So I was already in, right, after it did this big drop. And I saw on the 15 minute, this 15-minute candle like rejected off the trend line. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, we good. I double up on the position. So I had this one originally with the TP at 39.91 because it was above all of these candles. Then I doubled up and I put another position here with the stop loss just above the trend line. And why did I do that? Because that candle looked good, but if you see the candle right after it, this is looks bullish, looks like it's ready to go back up. This one it came down a little bit, but it closed so bullish, like it was going above the trend line. Ask me why I didn't close. I can't give you an answer because I don't even know why. I was looking at it, I was saying it looked nasty. I had a meeting I had to go to right at 8 p.m. So I remember. And I posted in my chat that I don't have time to like really watch it right now, so I'm just gonna let it run and I'll be back and see what happens. And by the time I came back, that thing was losing. So that was that. This is basically that same position on the 4 hour. I thought it looked good still. I did notice that this candle was above the trend line, but then as I was analyzing, I realized my trend line was a little off. So I went back to the daily and adjusted it because you see these wicks are like above it. So I was like, oh, let me go back. Maybe the trend line is off. Trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, and I thought this was just gonna like, tap it and then reject off. I should have let the move play out first before I just assumed I knew what it was gonna do. That's what ended up costing me. So moving along, we go to my trade locker where I actually had my entries at. This is how it was looking. Now, same thing. This is on the 15 minute. Like I was saying, this candle, when I was entering and when I doubled up the position, it looked good. This candle is why I actually had this second entry stop loss here because it was above this one, and then that first entry was above all of these. So I saw this doji form. I'm like, okay, this bullish looks bad, but the doji's forming. But again, that had 9 minutes left in that candle. By the time it finished, it was not a doji. So at that point, I still had time to exit. I did not exit the trade. In reality, I thought it was not going to break that resistance and it started to struggle. This is me going to the 4 hour. I'm like, nah, this looks good. Mind you, this 4 hour looked like it was ready to go up, but this one looked like it was gonna go down. So I also saw that it closed below the body of this candle closed below this one. So I'm like, no, that was the retrace, and then this is gonna come down. And I thought this one was gonna come crashing down. So I put a third position in. So these are the three entries I had. One, stop loss right above the 4,000 level. Second one, stop loss right above this last high here. Um, Third entry, stop loss right above the high before that. Man, when I say they all ended up losing. No, I actually ended up closing. Because actually let me go back because this I'm realizing this is two different entries. So this is the two that was at 39.81 and 39.91. So when I thought, okay, yeah, this is looking good or whatever. That first one ended up losing. The second one ended up losing. I actually, because that's when it came back up to 4,000. So 4,000 level is up here, right? Then that's when I put these three positions. So I had already lost two entries on the first one. Now this is another three entries. Stop loss at 4,005, 4,020, 4,055. These I started analyzing closely because at first same thing happened. I was confident in it because of what I just said. But then I started analyzing closer. I'm like, hold on, hold on, hold on. This actually look bad. So these three, I think one lost, the other two I ended up closing, or I ended up closing all three of them early because it just wasn't looking like what I thought it was. So I go back to my trade locker and I'm like, let me reanalyze this. What had me confident is I see the daily close did this big wick out and closed below the trend line. I also re-edited the trend line and put it correctly. So I'm thinking, but this one is above the trend line. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's just probably gonna retest to 4,000, but it's gonna come crashing down because of this one. I start doing my top-down analysis from the daily. I get to the 4 hour. I'm like, okay, the 4 hour. No, this is clearly above the trend line. Um, that last one looked good, but this one is going above that. The body of this is now above that. So I'm like, okay. So I'm already hesitant. Those first two had already lost. Now over here, I'm in three new positions. So basically, at this point, the week is looking like I had a nice big win. Then I had two losses. After those two losses, I let this movement happen. I wait for the doji, I wait for the retrace. I didn't think it was going to just bounce off the trend line and go back up. I'm thinking it's going to come back down through it. So, because at this point, I'm thinking my trend line is really off or invalidated and really prices, still going to move down. I'm not even paying attention that these candles, the bodies of them are way above all the rest of these last candles. On top of that, they closed at the top of this. So now, this is now a resistance level that has turned support. I'm not paying attention to that. But I did notice that, okay, now we got a little support, but I saw that this is below it. So I'm thinking it's going to crash down. Nope, I zoom in further, and this is what I see. I start thinking about it more smart. I'm like, okay, yeah, this was a resistance level. Price broke above it, broke back down. It turned it into a support here, but then now, okay, it's back to being a resistance. So I see this wick, so I'm thinking, okay, break, retest, break, retest. I'm thinking it's going to break down. But I had to be a little smart about it because I'm like, okay, yeah, it could be this blue path is what I was initially thinking. It's breaking below, retesting one, break below, retesting twice, and it's going to crash down. That's initially what I was thinking, and that's what made me put this position in for a sale. But then I saw the orange path. I'm like, okay, but you got to think about this both ways because what if it goes against you? It's above the trend line. So then I started looking at the orange path like this is like a perfect W pattern. Like in reality, it looks like it's just want to retest off the trend line twice, not retest off this level. So I'm thinking, okay, this level must not be good. So I'm gonna see how this candle close. This candle close. Um, this is zooming in again. So that's all I'm waiting for now is to see this candle close and see how it goes. If it falls down, I'm like, okay, the blue path is correct. It's a sell. But if this W starts to form, I'm like, no, this is really a buy and I'm invalidated, which is what I ended up seeing. And I closed the sell position because this is how it was looking on the hourly. And that's only in 23 minutes. So at that point, I closed all three of those positions I had here. I closed it right above this level right when it breaks through, and I reverse my entry. So I reverse and I enter a buy because now I'm expecting this W pattern to form, right? Now the W pattern did form, and I'm gonna go ahead and exit all of this on that note, and we're gonna bring it to where we at now. Because that W pattern did end up forming, but price was very volatile. So I ended up losing that one too. So this is how it went. I won one. This, I was waiting for it to like bounce off here and come down again. No, I had two entries there, lost. Then on this entry here, I had three positions. I ended up closing them early, closing too early, and one got stopped out. So this is the one that got stopped out. Uh-oh. This is the one that got stopped out. The other two, I went ahead and closed them early. Thankfully, I didn't lose much closing those. I reversed the entry, and this is what happened. On that reversal, I got stopped out. If you could see how tight, I gotta go in closer because I got stopped out and it did continue up. So I got stopped out on these two candles. It was really on this first one, but it came down lower than that. So really, I was gonna get stopped out regardless. So it came down, and after a while, it did get up to where this point where I had the W forming, which is actually where it's at right now. So that's how last week ended. For this week, I'm gonna go ahead and do a top-down analysis now from the daily down, see what I'm looking at. First thing I can say is my levels are still good. I'm leaving the levels where they are. The daily is looking good. I'm just gonna go ahead and drag this over. Um, let's see. I'm gonna leave this range here just in case it comes up here because I think it may be a bullish week. I think I'm definitely gonna be looking for buys, but it is kind of hard to say because these last 4 hour candles were a little iffy. So I want to say I'll be looking for buys around like 40-40 level. I want to see it break into this next range, this last range it was in before. If it could break into that, I'll be looking for buys from like 40-40 to 41-40 or 41-30 actually. So 40-40 to 41-30 is where I'll be looking for buys somewhere in that range. So I'm gonna just go ahead and drag this over. Let's see what I can remove off. So obviously we can remove all the old positions. We already went over that. I purposely leave the positions on here just to go over it. Um, so yeah, I could see like what was going on, what I was expecting, what I was thinking. I could go over on the week and see where I was wrong, where I was right. How did how did my losses play out, and then how did the wins play out, and what made them happen. This W formed already, so we could get rid of that. All the old positions, get rid of. Let's clean the chart up as much as possible. Um, the trend line, let's see, because the trend line is now invalid. It broke above. It's really nothing for it to retest off of. So go ahead and get rid of that. Now, what I do see for this week is I see a new trend line. I see a new that we could be bouncing off of from here to here. So, um, the only thing is I feel like it's still a little iffy. I feel like price has been a little wishy-washy. I want to see something that looks better than these 4 hour candles. Let me look at that daily again. Let me see which one looks better if I put a trend line on the daily too. I don't really see it for the daily though. It's more so the 4 hour got the trend line. Or they basically the same. Yeah, it's basically the same, not worth it. But wait, which one was which? Deleted the wrong one. So, I mean, I kinda would like a buy limit at like 4,000. But to be honest, I feel like if I'm gonna get a buy limit at 4,000, the stop loss is gonna be so low. Better off market executing. Um, but nothing's for certain right now. I'll be honest, I did put and that's just a habit of mine, honestly. I did say I was gonna stop trading on Sundays, but Sundays have been some of my best trades for these last few weeks. But I put in a small trade with the entry at 4,010 at market open. I put an entry at 4,010 with a stop loss at 39.55 and a TP at 43.50. And that's because I'm just trying to get back into swing trading gold, man. I'm kind of tired of these ranges. I understand it's a lot going on and there's so much uncertainty in the world, but I want to see those big moves happen again. Even if I got to hold it for 2, 3 weeks, I wouldn't mind doing that. But all this back and forth, up, down, up, down, up, down, I'm kind of getting tired of. So I put in something just in case it's a boring week. I could just leave that trade by itself. Hold on a second. I'll get the exact entries. I'm in at 4,011.36. Um, but yeah, I just put 4,011.36. I put a trade in that I know I don't have to watch. I could leave it running all week. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. If I hit TP, wonderful, right? But it's not like a super big entry. Now, it's a good entry and it's a good profit if I hit TP, not gonna lie. Um and that's just because it's on one of my bigger accounts. But that's a super long trade. If I gotta hold it for 2, 3 weeks, I wouldn't mind, but I'm kinda tired of these little in and out trades. Actually bring this one down. But yeah, so that's all I got in right now, and that's just because I saw all these candles, and I kind of want to see it stay above 4,000. If it did come below, um, I just got to stop below these last three lows. Because we got a low here, then we got a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. So I'm seeing higher highs and higher lows. So I'm just waiting for us to go back bullish. If we go back bullish, I'm in there like swimwear. But there's no telling. So I'm not suggesting this trade. That's just what I'm in. I'm not suggesting it. I'm not saying it's a wonderful, wonderful trade. I'm really just gonna let the market play out and look for something better than that. But just real quick, I'll show like why I thought that, and that's because when market closed on Friday, I was kind of looking at something, right? And if you guys have been watching my videos, you probably already know this by now, but the one thing I love to trade on gold is a W. I just be looking for a W or M, and I saw this slight W pattern forming. Yeah, I could call it what you want, but to me, it looked like a W. On a daily, it looked like a W to me. So that's why my TP is at 43.50. Um, but yeah, it's really ugh. It's one of those trades like this all like I don't see nothing else on the chart like this all I see. But then we also have this resistance level here at 4,030. So it's really like it's really like maybe maybe not. Then you got this daily from Friday that look like it wanted to close bearish. So it's real wishy-washy. I'm not even gonna look forward to this W because a lot can happen. And that's on a daily time frame. So if that is happening, I'll have time to see it again. But as of right now, all I see on gold is a slight trend to the upside. But we have to see what happens below this resistance level. We got to see what happened at the top of this range, the bottom of this range, if it stays above this trend line. So it's so much. The most I can say is we got a slight triangle going on. Let's see if I know how to use this triangle tool. Let's see. Trying to see where I want it to be at though. I'm gonna just do this. Yay, I did it right. And that looks nice. I'm gonna just bring the triangle right to my trend line because that's what I'm looking at. I don't know if I want to put it at. Am I making sense with this? Or is it really like this? Something like that. Something like that. But y'all get what I'm saying. So I'm trying to see if it's gonna break above or break below, and then we'll go from there. Triangle look kind of funny. It looked kind of funny, but that's really all I see for this week. What's going on, Thomas? Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. So I would say really right now, and it's Sunday, so we should expect not to have an entry, right? But right now, I would say there's no entry. I want to see what's going to happen. We're in this current range right now. This is the old range over here. I'm gonna turn this one to a different color. Um, but yeah, so we got the old range. So what was last week? Last week was the second to the seventh. So last week and the week before, we were all in this range. Basically, since November started, all of November, we've been in this same range of these 1,000 pips, right? From 4,030 to 3,930. And then the week before that, that last week of October, we were in this range. So I feel like if we do break out bullish, which my bias is bullish, if we do break out to the upside, I'm thinking we are going to be within this range. I want to see something strong happen to where it shoots out of this range too, because my fear is if we get in this range, we might bounce some more in there. So yeah, I'm kind of tired of the bouncing and I'm ready to just take off. I kind of want my trend line to show too, so I'm gonna move this a little bit. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this week. Hopefully something significant happens. Hopefully I run into a point to where I could do another live throughout the week with something else. And we will see who's that? Wealthy Dinero. I like that name. How can I join your education in live trading sessions? Is there a Telegram or a Discord? I do have a Discord. Wealthy, if you go to the bio on my page, I'll actually grab it for you right quick. But on the bio on my page, I have everything. I have my Forex broker. I have the prop firm accounts I use. I mean, the prop firm I use every now and then. I kind of don't do too much prop trading now, but I do have one right now. That is the Discord. And that's it. I haven't been doing any live trading. I did do live trading for like 2, 3 months straight. Well, I'm gonna say like 2 months straight. I did live trading September and October or August and September, one of those, while I was on leave of absence from work. But right now I work bank hours and I feel like those were the best times to do it. My schedule's hectic. That's all I'm trying to say. My schedule's really hectic, so I haven't been live trading. But I do these weekly analysis Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then some mornings, if I have time, I'll do some more like 7 a.m. Eastern. But the trades, it just really haven't been much to like do on live. We just been like consolidating a lot. The trades I've been taking haven't been too reliable. So I don't really want to share them and people start taking them and then it's not like pinning out. But I do um in my Discord. And if y'all not in it or don't want to get in, I'll show y'all right quick. I'll pull up the Discord. Because sometimes, even if I'm not on live, I do take trades that I'll post it in the Discord. Hey, I'm looking at this, or if it gets to here, I'm hopping in for a buy or I'm hopping in for a sell, things like that. So, by all means, I'm no trading guru, but I do share what I'm looking at. So, basically, let's see. If we take a look at the Discord, so even all the ones I was just talking about. So, when I'm trading, I'll do things like this, like, hey, I'm looking at this. This is like when I'm about to enter. Then I'll show like why I'm entering it. Basically, I love to see like a W pattern. I'm like, okay, this looks good. I'm gonna hold it to at least here. And then I basically will do like, updates. Okay, I'm in. This is what happens. I'm putting an alert here or something like that. So even if I'm not on live, a lot of times I do post the trades I'm taking in my Discord. So what I was talking about on the beginning of this live, these are the ones from like last week. So as I'm trading, I do show it. It's not all of them, but most of the time. Right now, I'm not trading as much. I'm taking less trades per day, so it's easier for me to show it. But before, I would have like multiple entries on so many positions, so it's kind of hard for me to post them all. But that's basically it. But so yeah, I mean, I'm really expecting a bullish week for gold. I'm expecting it. I'm gonna see, like I said, I got one small entry. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that back on here so I could watch it from both of my charts. But what time did I get in? Got in like right after 6. So say here again, my entry is at 4011.36. My TP is set at 43.50. I'm looking for a swing trade. Stop loss at 39.55. What I do like about the entries I take, if I'm gonna lose, the losses happen fast. But if I'm gonna win, like my TPs be set like so nicely, they either get hit fast too, or they are so far away to where I can come back to the trade and I could see like if I want to just take profit now or let it run or whatever, whatever. But then I'm also expecting some resistance around here, so we'll see. I got this alert at 40.70. I kind of want to get another alert at see what I got set so far. This one was triggered last week. I'm not gonna lie, it's a beautiful feeling when those alerts triggering to tell you your TP hit. But anyways, I want another alert at 40.40 because at 40.40, wait, not 40.40, 40.50. At 40.50, if we could break above this resistance, I might look at a better entry for like a break and retest entry. But if I just skyrocket out of it, I'll probably look at taking profit around 41.30. I'll see how it's looking, and if it's looking good, I'll let it run. And if it's looking like it's gonna not go further than 41.30, then I'll just close there. But for the most part, that's what I want to see. 40.55, I'll look at probably adding a position. And at 41.30, I'll look at taking TP. Not bad. Is this my correct entry? That's at 4. It's at 6. Yeah, I got it right there. So yeah, we at the top of this triangle now. I mean, we're gonna see what happens and go from there. I want to see if I want to drag it over some to like here. That wouldn't be that accurate, huh? I think it's how I had it the first time, like that. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it for tonight, guys. Hold on. Do you have any videos on GateFX withdrawing after using the 100% bonus? I'm thinking about doing what you did, documenting the process. That's dope. I actually did I record the withdrawal? Did I record the withdrawal? That's a good question. Um, I don't think I with if I'm not mistaken, I went over how to withdraw on the same video that I went over it on the same video where I did the deposits. Um, let's see. No, it was on videos. So on this video, the Gates FX deposits and accounts explained. On that one, I went over how to deposit and I basically explained the withdrawal. I didn't record the withdrawal specifically, and mainly because the withdrawal I did was on an account I was trading that was my daughter's. So basically, I referred my daughter to Gates FX. My daughter does not trade. I was trying to teach her how to trade. And since I was getting commissions on the trade she did, I traded on her account. So the whole time I was doing that $100 account, live stream and all of that, that was on my daughter's account. So, and I really only had, when I did the withdrawal, it was only $500. So it wasn't really nothing to document per se because I had already documented making the money. I put $100 in, I turned it to 800. That whole thing was done live. I lost, I withdrew 250 and then I lost like 500, and then I was back down to like 100 and something, and then I went from 100 back up to 500. So basically, I recorded live me taking that $100 to 500 three times. 800 one time and then 500 two more times. After that, I withdrew the money and basically I did my deposit video of into my account, depositing the 2000. And that's what I've been trading on ever since. On top of that, I also got me a new funded account with Blue Guardian because a lot of people have been asking me about the funded account, and the instant funded. And I talk about it a lot, but I wasn't actually trading on it because I did it like when they first came out with it. I want to say earlier in the year, maybe last year. I can't remember exactly when they came out with it, but I was trading on them for a while. And people are like just realizing they got the instant funding. So I was talking about it, but I didn't have an account. So I'm like, I don't want to be a hypocrite. So now I got both. I got my live account with Gates FX, and then I got my funded account with Blue Guardian. How much is the instant funded? So I have two. One, the $50,000 one, I got it during the Halloween promotion, and it was 40% off. So for that one, I paid $287. 50,000 it was 287,000. And now, the 200K one I got 30% off. The code's BG30. It'll automatically apply for you most times. For that one, it's normally 1,045 for the 200K. I got it for 731. So, I mean, and it's not bad. This trade I got in right now, I'm actually trading it on the 200K account. So, hold on, let me pull it up for you right quick too. So, on the 200K account, I could, I would have to lose more than 6,000 in a day to blow it, which I never will because I'm only trading 0.25 of a percent per trade. So, in money terms, I would have to lose $6,000 daily to lose that account, and I'm trading $500 per trade, and I don't do more than three trades at a time. And if I lose those three trades, I stop for the day, and I don't start to the next day. So out of the 6,000 in a day, the most I'll lose is 1,500 in a day. And if I lose 1,500 in a day, like a lot of times I put in multiple positions on the same setup, like two entries or three entries. I'm trying to not do that so much. But if I put in three entries on the same setup and it loses, I'm done for the day. You see that in my Discord chat. I normally do that a lot of times. Like if I'm like, oh, this one just lost, well, I'm done for the day. And you literally would not see me back in there to the next day. Sometimes to the next 2 days. But yeah, man, Blue Guardian's pretty dope. Um, let's see. So yeah, they got 30% off right now. Um, so the instant, so I do instant starter. So the 100K is 545 with the 30% off. The one I got is the 200K, 731. And what I like, as soon as you meet the requirements, you could do instant payouts. Now, I realized during the Halloween promotion, they weren't doing the instant payouts on all the accounts. It was only up to the 50K. The 100 and the 200, they had it like bi-weekly payouts, something like that. But that's gone. So while they doing instant payouts for all the accounts, I got the maximum. But yeah, that's really the only prop firm I trade. And I'm not really like big into the prop space no more. So I used to have like a whole bunch of them, but not no more. And that's the link for Blue Garden if y'all want to check that out. They're pretty good though. They're pretty good. I think I think low key I'm probably just keep the 200K. The 50K, I'm probably either gonna do my riskier trades on that. I'm probably gonna blow it, or if I don't blow it, I'ma just do one payout and leave that one alone. Cause it's not worth having so many freaking accounts. Like the amount I could risk on the 50K instant funded account, I could risk that on my $1,000 personal account. Like I put $1,000 on personal and do that same amount of risk. So it just really don't make no difference. Because yeah, you got 3% that you would have to lose in a day to blow it, but at the same time, if you're in drawdown 1%, they're gonna cut your profit split in half. So instead of getting 80% of profit, they'll drop you down to 50%. Now that personally hasn't happened to me yet or before. I don't even know if that's new because I don't remember that when I used to have accounts with them. Um, the Guardian Shield they got now. And I remember it used to be an optional feature, but I don't remember that being on the instant funded accounts when I used to trade instant months ago. But now it's on there. So if they see you in drawdown 1% of the account, so on the 50,000, if I'm in drawdown $500, they're gonna cut the split down to 50%. And yeah, no, I'd rather stay on a 200K where I could risk 500 per trade, and they're not gonna cut me down unless I'm in drawdown $2,000, which I never will be. So I'm chilling. I'm chilling. But yeah, that's it for the live tonight, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hop in the Discord. Even when I'm not really active in the Discord, I still do. If somebody tag me, ask a question, I am responsive. Um, I'm not on my trades the whole time throughout the day, but I do have access to my Discord throughout the day. So I work banking hours, 8 to 5. So I don't trade during that time because I only trade on my computer. But I do check my Discord. Or if I don't even know if the Discord messages be popping up on my Apple Watch or not, but when I check my phone, I basically respond in the Discord. So I hope everybody has a good trading week. Yuki catch me right before I get off. He said, I like your process with Gates FX transferring profits to keep doubling your margin and gain more. Yes, yes. I'm glad you said that because that is essential. With that, yes, with that deposit bonus account, that made me so much money. That made me so much money, and I was trying to like do it at certain points, so I didn't want to do it every time I win a trade, because that wouldn't make sense. But like when I went from 100 to 250, yep, transfer the 250 back to the wallet, then back to the platform. Now I got a 250 bonus, and now I can trade up to $500. I get the 300 transfer back. So yeah, I would do it from like 100, 250, 300, 400, 500, and so on. But to be honest, once after you get to like 500, like if you grow the account to 500 and then you also got the deposit bonus of $500, you you don't really need to keep doing it after that. For the thousand, I did do it at the thousand. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but that's it. But yeah, thank you for watching the content. I really appreciate it. I hope it really helps you all more than it helps me because this is just what I love to do. So as you can see, like I don't really too much talk about the views and like being monetized on YouTube and stuff because that's not really what matters. What matters is having a community of people who are into what you're into. I'm really a homebody, so I don't really talk to anybody outside of trading. So it is good that you guys hop in and basically keep me company here. I really appreciate it. Can't thank you enough. And then also for you all, I know a lot of people are on different points in their trading journey. So some people are just getting started. Some people have been doing this 3 or 4 years and still aren't profitable. Some people have been here 2 years, but they just are not making the type of money that they thought they would be making. Some of us, like myself, are at a point in our journey where we're realizing we should have been made more money. And sometimes it's just switching your pairs. You know, I used to have a whole watch list of five, six pairs, and I'm trying to trade all these pairs within one day. GJ, AJ, EU. It was just so many, and trying to just chase the money. Like, okay, if this one's not ready, I'm doing. So now I only trade gold. And sometimes that's all you gotta do is like lock in and find out what works for you. I did this before, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, where I would only trade AU, and that's how it became profitable. I really only traded AU for 2 years straight, and just focusing on that one chart, locking in on it, finding out why I'm winning, why I'm losing, journaling my trades really helped me. I used to do paper and pencil. Now I use TradeZilla. If you guys don't have TradeZilla, get TradeZilla. I know it's $30 a month, but listen, it tracks and you could see how much money you're making in a day and how much you're losing, and it could really like um, help you focus on what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. But I know that was a lot. Thank y'all again. Wealthy, thanks for the comments, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care and happy trading.